Most people spend their lives chasing approval, from family, friends, even strangers online. But what if the freedom you've been searching for isn't in their opinions? It's in letting go of them. This is a story about a young man, a Zen master, and the simple lesson that changed how he saw himself forever. Once was a young man named Ryan. He was kind, helpful, and always said yes. When his boss asked him to work late, he said yes. When his friends wanted to go out, even when he was exhausted, he said yes. When his parents criticized his choices, he stayed quiet. He lived to make everyone happy, except himself. At night, he felt empty. He looked in the mirror and thought, "Why do I feel so lost?" When everyone else says I'm doing great, one day, feeling completely drained, Ryan visited a mountain temple known for its wise Zen master. When he arrived, he bowed and said, "Master, I try to be kind, respectful, and helpful to everyone, but I feel like I'm disappearing. What's wrong with me?" The master smiled and said nothing. He handed Ryan a cup of tea and began to pour. The cup filled, then overflowed. Hot tea spilled onto the table. Ryan jumped back. "Master, the cup is full." The master looked at him and said calmly, "Just like you." Master continued, "You are full of everyone else's expectations, their opinions, their desires, their fears. There's no space left for you." Ryan frowned, confused. "But isn't it good to care for others?" The master nodded. "It is. But when you pour tea into others' cups while yours is empty, both cups run dry. True kindness begins when you live truthfully, not fearfully." Ryan sat silently, the sound of the wind echoing through the courtyard. For the first time, he realized he didn't even know what he wanted. Days passed, and Ryan stayed at the temple to reflect. He stopped checking his phone. He stopped saying yes to everything. At first, it felt wrong, selfish even. But slowly, he started to breathe again. He woke up early, meditated, and listened to the sound of the stream. He felt alive. When he returned home, things changed. He set boundaries. He said no when he needed to. Some people didn't like it, and that hurt. But he was finally living his life, not theirs. Before leaving, Ryan visited the Zen master one last time. "Master," he said, "I finally understand. I don't need to be perfect for others. I just need to be honest with myself." The master smiled. "Good. Then your cup is finally empty and ready to be filled with truth." Ryan bowed deeply, a peaceful smile on his face. He realized that real freedom doesn't come from being loved by everyone. It comes from no longer needing to be. You can't make everyone happy, not without losing yourself. The world will always have opinions. But peace begins the moment you stop letting them define you. Be kind, but not at the cost of your own soul. Love others, but don't forget to love yourself first. Because living for others might win their approval, but living for yourself earns your freedom. If this story touched you, take a deep breath and ask yourself, whose life are you really living? You can't pour from an empty cup. When you live for everyone else, you lose yourself. True growth begins the day you stop living for approval and start living with awareness.